ILTU versus Echo, the grand finals, the final game of Season 1 AWC and EU. This is it. Echo lost 3-0 to them. Yeah, 0-3 to them.
Game number 1.
Can they get the revenge? Best of 7, first of 4.
From the bottom of the gauntlet.
Let's go.
6 straight
this is huge.
In AWC this weekend at the
this
grand
is huge.
Here, looking to make
what up, Joey? Hey guys, after this game, we got the NA games as well. Peekaboo and everyone. Jung.
Let's see what's going to happen here in game number 1. It's going to be the RMP, Zico.
Who am I rooting for?
Yeah,
I kind of want to see ILTU win.
For Echo, and I like that. I feel like
because they're just such underdogs in this tournament, and they've been on the most insane streak.
One game, but it did look pretty good until
the RMP's back, guys. The RMP's back.
And we are expecting a lot of aggression here. Not a great.
So we actually saw this exact matchup yesterday as well. And ILTU won within like 2 minutes.
There's a solar beam connecting onto Raikou, who is going to be the target of choice. Kidney Shot connects onto Matt. A lot of damage. Corky trying to find the side.
Guys, this is a hype game actually. This is a hype series right here. Holy moly!
Who is looking absolutely locked in? Full sheeps connecting there onto Kankido as he uses the
Corky trying to get some clones, man. Having a hard time right now.
Nice quell landing onto Matt. Matt actually going for a mind control there onto Kankido, but not able to find it just yet. Corky looking for the
clone lands on Was. Nicely done. Cheap shot Raikou here. NACC on Megas. MC. Corky. MC low. Double triple fair.
Actually very low right now.
Oh no. Full sheep. Community is used. MC. Dude, these mind controls from May are really good.
And after all this conversation about interrupts and faking interrupts, Corky, has not been able to fake a single one thus far. He's going to get locked out again. We'll see if they use.
Yeah, Corky's not getting those precogs like he usually gets them, guys. There we go. Precog though gets it. Clone Raikou.
And that's what he's going to be able to need to do.
Swap onto Was on the MD. Nicely done there from Corky.
Now looking for some CC of his own. Going to throw the Dragon's Breath down.
Cheap shot. And he falls to C. Sleepwalk lands.
Over on a Matt. Matt is going to have to do some work here as he's put into the sleep. Raikou in a bit of trouble, but it's mostly Corky on the back foot.
Oof, guys, Corky's getting blasted right now, man. Kick again.
Again on the Cyclones, has not really been able to get that roll.
DR stunned, trying to clone now. Full clone lands on the Raikou. Nicely done.
One clone out there onto Raikou, but they just don't seem
swaps
to have
onto
much
Was.
going. Now it's Was being able to be thrown into the clone. They really want to try to focus down this mage. We'll see if they can do it. Clone being thrown over onto him. Now Corky
Was in trouble here. Half HP.
Gonna get locked out on it though by Raikou. Now the full sheep does land on the Kankido, and it's gonna have to be Corky looking to run, but it's Coffee that's the main target.
Coffee may be in trouble here. He's low, guys. He's so low. Trinket, full fear. Oh, can get a trinket though. Cloak is used.
He used his trinket, but he gets feared off. Can the pressure?
Raikou's quite low, half HP.
Yeah,
half clone onto Meh.
Rewind coming out there from Kankido. They got no more defensives.
Corky in some big trouble, guys.
Looking for the Cyclones,
man, Echo looking scary today.
Echo has all of their defense left at this point. There are no openings here. Everybody has everything at this point.
Raikou gets a kick. I mean, gets precog.
Some kind of aggression. Otherwise,
there's a beam coming through. Corky just sitting bare from though on the back foot. Full sheep lands.
He manages to find it. If that polymorph doesn't break, this could spell doom for ILTU in game number 1. They look for the
Corky gets topped off. Full blind. He's tanky, man. Damn. Jumps away.
Onto Matt, Corky, and Coffee trying to do something here offensively.
Nice. Full clone onto Meg, guys. It's huge. Raikou in trouble maybe here. Not so much. Was in trouble. Disarm here. The Was. Big crit on Was here. Falls quite low. Corky triggers a clone. I mean, the kid gets a full clone. PS on Was. Cheap shot. Full clone. No, half clone Was on the PS. Nice precog.
The interrupt and ILTU holding on there. That could have been a really dire situation as well.
Yeah, it absolutely could have. Coffee now though does get the kidney shot over on a May. He drips him over with the rescue, trying to get that.
Like Echo's kicks are definitely way better today. That's for sure.
7-second one.
Raikou in trouble, guys. Ice block.
Yes, he does. There's the block.
Is force. DR clone.
Onto Meh, and Raikou's still sitting low. Now they're gonna try to pressure Was.
Flies in. Raikou blinks away. Half triple DR clone.
Dragon's breath off, but there's multiple members low on Echo, and
there's a kidney shot
to do. Kidney shot though, thrown over onto Kankido. He's gonna have to trigger it.
Raikou trouble, guys. They have no pace suppressions. They do a trigger swap. Wait, did he blind Raikou?
Why exactly he went for the defensive blind in this situation?
They blind Raikou, guys.
Corky is gonna get kicked. Sheep still onto Kankido.
Was that a misclick?
Does come out. Corky in some trouble here. Kankido though looking like he's gonna be able to pick him back
up. It didn't do much at all.
And Corky trying his best to keep this pressure rolling.
Yeah, and they managed
Corky's
to hold
pumping,
on
yeah.
for the Emerald Communion, so it's not looking too bad. They're pushing for
But
the
he's also
second
getting
match
popped.
onto Raikou.
Both are
Can they
low.
find it? The damage is good here for ILTU, but not enough. Manages to stay out of crowd control. Looking
Cheap
for
shot
the here, potentially
into
pushes
full
in.
sheep.
Kenkido
Big
is
trouble,
gonna
guys.
get
He's
full
no
sheep
skin,
actually out of
no
that
bear
cheap
form
shot.
right
And they
now.
have the follow-up fear. There's no trinket
He
available.
does have
Corky's
renewal,
taking
though.
So much damage. He's in so much trouble. What is he
Corky's
going to
fine,
do
it
there?
seems.
Manages
Maybe,
to stay
maybe
alive
not.
for
He's
just a
kicked.
second. He has the renewal.
Renewal
Gonna
skin.
Immediately pop it. Has the bark skin there as well. As
He's
he does
kicked.
manage to duck into bear form and use that as well. And Corky is going to
Corky having a
recover.
bit of a
That was
hard time right
very
now.
Close call. Mind control now being casted out.
He
to
survives
forward
full
back
clone
as they
West.
continue to get this control over ILTU on the side of Echo. Corky is just going to be sitting through that mind control on his incarnation. Not
Holy
really
moly,
getting
man.
anything done, but mana
Yeah,
is looking
Kageto
really good
pumps
for
damage.
ILTU.
He does.
Cooldowns though, not so much. They got no
And
more
also the
defense.
healing.
This could be the last
Full
setup of
blind.
the match here. Can they
Full
find the
sheep.
follow-up polymorph? They do.
DR
Corky
DR
gets
kidney
it
shot.
with
Does
no
Corky have any
defense.
regens?
Kenkido in full
Rescue.
control. Manages to break out though and get the
Dude,
rescue
the
in
first game
time.
is so
that was
important,
huge.
man.
Coffee, great peels to break up that CC
'Cause of the pick,
though, does
map
land
pick,
on Corky.
advantage them.
Kenkido doing a wonderful job keeping his team offensive as much as he can. Another big fake there comes out from Corky. He's going to land the clone on the Waz. Waz trinkets immediately. Psychic Scream onto Kenkido. Coffee's
Coffee
the
in
new
trouble.
target, and Coffee's the one under a lot of pressure.
They're
here.
both
He
in
has
trouble,
no clone.
guys.
He has no vanish.
The
Kenkido's
beam.
got some work to do to try to pick him back up.
Corky
We'll see if
trying to
he's
get
gonna be able
precogs,
get it
having a
done.
very
Looks
hard
like he
time,
will.
though.
Waz now into the cheap shot. They're going to try to clone
Full
out
clone
of that.
Raikou.
It's going to be thrown there over onto Raikou, and now they're swapping the pressure over onto Waz. Here comes Coffee. Here comes Kenkido.
He lands.
Nice kick on the clone, though, on the follow-up from Corky. They're trying to look for the deep breath.
Flies
onto
in.
that.
Here we go.
Bash
Full
comes
bash.
in.
Just a clone
Is it
line.
gonna
No,
be the
kidney
No,
clone.
short
Barely in
step
time.
into
Gets
the
a
kidney.
full.
Now
Gets a
it's gonna be
gouge.
gouge on that.
Gets
They
feared.
just
Gets
can't get
precog,
the
though.
clone onto Matt. It does cost the trinket, though.
But the clone
from
is
Waz,
very
if you
nice. Okay,
leave.
full clone
No, it
Waz.
was a short CC, so he's able to get out of it. Cheap, though. Thrown over onto Coffee. Kenkido picking them back up once again. They do get the barks in there, though, from Corky, and it's going to be Coffee.
Guys, this is a long game. 6 minutes in, we're at 28% dampening. Half clone West. Coffee's in trouble. Eva's up, though.
No, not just yet. Double Dragon's Breath.
There's
though.
no communion
Catches
for him.
Coffee as well.
He has
But
time
they've
down, though.
stabilized. The clone's over onto Matt, and now it's ILTU's turn
Corky.
to go offensive if Corky can
Incarnate's
survive.
up.
Yeah, can he survive though is the question. Coffee's running down as well a little bit.
Fake kick, beautiful
hands
fake
from there.
kick.
Sniped onto Kenkido. He does
Not getting the clone though, it seems. Gets the clone actually onto Raikou, swapping onto Waz there.
On the side of ILTU, Mana is somewhat even, slightly in lead of ILTU.
Beam comes
They managed
through.
to get the solar beam there onto Ma. Do they have any damage though to dump out onto Raikou? It doesn't look like it. He's doing a good job just avoiding it for now, but now Raikou is back in open field.
Guys,
Could be a
Raikou in
scary
trouble.
situation. Sleepwalk onto Ma.
Could be
Beam
last
comes
ice block. The
Kenkido.
sleepwalk
It's
is
a
up.
2v2 situation.
Full clone
Back
Waz.
Clone onto Waz there from Corky as Matt comes out of crowd control looking for the fear, but
There's
not
paint
able
suppression
to
there.
find it on
Cheap
Kenkido
shot.
as they're both dancing around that pillar. Kenkido
Kofi
manages
going
to
through.
blink away there, actually trying to avoid the fear, and they get a
Jeez, the blind onto Kenkido, guys. Communing back in 10 seconds. 7 seconds. Can Corky live? Skin us up. Kofi is skin. He is skin. Waslow going through, though.
The ultimate penitence as well is in the sky doing work here, and as they switch back to Corky, Kenkido with basically nothing left here at this position.
Time down's up. Kenkido has trinketed and Communion full blind. He trinks the blind.
The game is slipping away here from ILTU. Corky pushing in here, looking for the setup.
Gets DR stunned. Communion's back up. Is it enough, though, in this dampening? Trying to stay alive. Raikou in trouble, too. Guys, Cold Snap is soon back off. Can't they get...
He still has both of his ice blocks coming back up here.
That's tough, actually.
Yeah, it is, and the dampening is really ramping up. Kenkido struggling to heal through this pressure here. Corky
Beam.
trying to stay alive as best
Double
he possibly
kick,
can.
meh.
Have that renewal available. The Barks
Triple DR bash West. What is going on?
He has to get rescued out by Kenkido, but Kenkido's thrown into the kidney shot off
Bear
the string.
form.
It's a full sheep. This could be the
Renewal.
end for
He is
Corky.
skin.
It's
He is
their worst
skin.
CC to follow. Coffee doing his best to try to break it up, but
Raikou
he
in
can't
trouble
stop the
too.
re-sheep. Corky does have the Barks in, though. He's trying to survive. Kenkido
Guys,
finally has
Corky's
CC,
in
but he's
so
gonna get
much
thrown into the
trouble,
cheap
man.
shot.
Is there
Corky's
any way he
Barks
lives
about
this?
to expire, and there's just
Trying
not
to
enough fuel
run,
left in the
holding
tank.
on.
It
Is there
feels like
any
from
way?
Kenkido to get him back up.
Gets
The
kicked
Dream
on the
Breath comes
clone.
out. The CS is there onto
He's
Corky. Nice
low.
fake on the
Is there
kick from
any way he
Kenkido, but
lives this?
still,
No.
Corky is sitting too low.
ILTU
The dampening
goes
does
down.
its work. Echo trains him into the ground.
8-minute
Coffee
game.
gonna keep on fighting, but knows there's no chance of taking this game.
Oh.
#1 from Echo.
Echo is looking like a different team today
Damn.
compared to Saturday. They are on fire. winning so far every single game that they have played today. The RMP is
pretty close
good.
game, but
Raikou, especially on that
yeah,
doing a phenomenal
8-minute
job
game,
finding the polymorphs, staying out of harm's way when things get too dangerous, and they
but
managed
Echo
to drag it out to
get the
about
dub.
2% dampening, I believe, there before the kill was secured onto Corky.
4-1.
Phenomenal game of defense.
It's possible.
I think we mentioned it during the cast.
It is possible.
Not able to fake cast enough interrupts here to actually get those setups that we saw from ILTU earlier on, and then here at the end we saw the kidney shot.
Yeah, it's best 7. Yeah.
DR sap, and then Matt pushes in here for the fear. But
what up, Sabooms? Welcome. How are you, man?
Gets himself a precognition for just a moment. Corky tanks a counterspell, ducks out a bear form, but the damage is too high. Dampening is just too.
Why best 7 in the grand finals? Best of 7.
The killing spree. It's just too much damage.
What up, Verse?
To heal through. And
at
that point, Echo will claim number 1, but I feel like this is a really close matchup either way. I think that Kankiro especially did a really good job also trying to stay out of CC. But it's just so hard
thanks
for
so much.
him
What up,
against that
Pepe Fresh?
RMP
Was good.
To, keep himself in the fight.
7-0. Well, it's a best of 7. So if you get 4 wins, you win. Yeah.
Really, really difficult. And
how does dampening affect shields? It should just like affect them like any healing, yeah.
Echo was so on point, I think, with their interrupts, and
Propala is viable, Blood is viable.
Early, they're not biting early on fakes, so they're making him fake multiple times.
Semi-viable at least.
He's gonna be able to dodge one of those CSs or kicks, and
Guardian. Well, Guardian can Volk in one shot, but
really, really tough.
I wouldn't call it viable.
You
I mean, I'm sure you can make it work in like some comps.
Then you go for it. You just
probably
get stunned on it. Then it's like you haven't done anything for so long. Coming out of the stun, do you just
I think
start faking again? They still have their kick up, you know? Like, it becomes this weird situation where you can't do nothing but fake, so then you have to like fake into an instant and try to get
Antonio.
Going.
I mean, you know, it's at times where it's less good, but like right now, I would say RP right now it's not a meta comp necessarily.
If people aren't
at least like
going for those fakes,
but it's still good. It's still good.
Really, really tough.
And of course,
it's definitely a mind game. And
RP is
right
always
now,
meta.
Echo, they seem locked in, and I also really like that they don't overlap any of their kicks. That was an issue.
I don't know. Most time it is meta, but there are many times where you barely see it. Many times, I'll say. Like right now, or at least like in recent times.
Both got faked.
There's barely been any RMP, at least just in my first-hand experience. Does not say it's bad.
But ILTU, I feel like they didn't look as polished as we saw.
I mean,
earlier
Echo
on,
RMP is of course insane.
And I think that's also another one of those things, right, where if you're ILTU,
like no one else is playing RMP,
forever,
you know,
just waiting for your opponent. Whereas Echo, they've gotten you know, to build up some momentum.
Well, I mean, it's just really strong, yeah, because
they've been playing the whole day.
Synergy.
And I feel like maybe it's one of those situations where being the team that's just constantly playing and getting their reps in and
thank you,
staying
Joey.
warm,
thank you.
Is actually kind of affecting them in a positive manner. Because we saw the same thing happen for ILTU, right? When they went through the entire gauntlet, they were just owning and looking better and better with East Series. So I don't think that there's any fatigue here.
We got to do this emote.
She was kind of on the other foot, right? It's like, you know, when they matched up last time, ILTU, as you say, had all these warm-up games. Now it's Echo that gets all these warm-up games, you know, before having to go into this matchup. And I do think ILTU, you know, played well. It's not like they just kind of fell over and died in game number 1. You know, it got to 40% dampening, and Kankito's even.
Guys, ILTU need this win. They need this dub right now.
Heal through it, you know,
they really do.
Gotten a lot more done. And I do wonder, you know, if
Hold
Echo,
up.
you know, is interrupting clones at all these key moments and breaking up the CC chains, like, can they force out enough defensives to be able to actually realistically get a kill on Echo later in the game, right? Because I think that is such a key part of all their success. When I look back,
you need a 70V. You do.
You know, there are a couple wins in this
it's so good
stage as well.
All kinds of emotes.
Always defined
like
by this like overwhelming amount of
this,
pressure
for example.
And the rotation of clones, right? Like that is the key to ILTU's success. Is they go in, they're hyper aggressive, they triple stack on you, they get someone low while your healer CC'd, and then coming out of this healer CC,
can
the DPS that's low is
ILTU bring it back here, guys? I think so. I think they can. Yo, Lexi with the primer. Thanks so much, Lexi. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
To catch up in this window where they would want to catch up.
What up, Drax?
So, you know,
yo, man.
If you are really good at interrupting these clones, not just in general, but at the key moments, I wonder if ILTU.
You think they let them win on purpose?
Things like
maybe.
The blocks and
maybe.
force out the cloaks and
it's
stuff
not impossible
to get a kill later on.
Yo, Confucius,
Yeah,
what is
no,
this
we've
emo
only really
combination?
seen that one game against
Oh,
Echo's
shoot.
RMP, of course, and that was just such a beautifully perfect game played by ILTU. But to your point, I do agree. I think that this entire matchup does come down to the momentum, a lot of it. If you have that momentum and you can kind of keep
Lock it in, lock it in.
that is when ILTU looks the best. So they're going to just need to make sure that they are getting
Gun me
those setups,
check.
that
He
they are
gun
landing those
rip.
cyclones, that the damage is connecting, and that they're getting those low cyclones so that they can kind of pause somebody's
Yeah.
health,
Not having
on
70
low
Vs is
HP
not.
and,
It's
continue
not
that
the full
momentum on
experience
somebody
then.
else and really stress Meh out in terms of healing. Let's see what they can
Guys,
do
here we
in
go.
this game number 2. We are on hook.
This is
point.
it.
ILTU versus Echo. Can they do it? You got a sap
This
onto Raikou,
is
a
it.
chip shot onto Meh. There's the sleepwalk onto Meh as well, and it was with the oppressing roar, so that sleepwalk is very extended to get the cyclone there as
Compadre
well.
was good.
Good pressure onto Waz, already forcing out his evasion in that position. But
Corki
you
are
don't
getting
get
an early
any of the
precog,
trinkets,
really
you
good.
don't
I
get
think
any of
like
those
this really
major
comes down to Corki
defensives,
getting
so
precogs
still
and like
a
landing
decent
clones.
opener here for Echo as well, managing to
Well, she is right now.
recover without spending
Great
too much.
opener here for them.
Yeah,
Or
without spending too much,
yeah,
definitely. Nice
good
combo
opener at
over
least.
onto
Kanketta
Raikou.
topping damage by the way. The first like
Onto Waz.
30
Waz
seconds, the
trying to
top
get a little
damage
bit
was impressive,
defensive.
okay, guys.
Going back, there's a bash over from Corki onto Meh. He's looking for
What up,
the kill,
Sai?
but he's gonna get cheap shot on it. He did trinket. There's a double fear coming out on both the DPS, and now Coffee.
Ooh, Coffee in trouble. Community used early communion.
Has to come out because Kankito was stuck, and the icy wall
Ice
is
wall
actually gonna
too.
block the Emerald Communion healing there. Put him out of LOS for a second, but a great sleep over on a mech. Can they get something rolling with this? Raikou,
Guys,
going
Raikou
for
in
the
trouble.
cheap
Huge
shot
pressure.
into
Ice
that
block.
already. They
Early
are
ice
really
block from
ramping this
Raikou.
pressure up in this second game.
Cheap
Corki
shot, Waz.
pushing in,
Huge damage
looking
coming
for the
through.
clone again here.
Corki
He's gonna
gets
get
kicked
locked
though.
on that one though, but it's Waz now that's in.
Who am I,
under fire here.
rooting
Waz
for
has
in
no
NA?
trinket available, does have the cloak. Not
The
gonna have
move.
to use it just yet.
The move.
Waz
And
into the
Silk
clone, they're
Tigers.
back onto Raikou. This is exactly what we want to see from ILTU.
ILTU looking absolutely revitalized. Corki now fake.
Yo, Kanketto, I say Kanketto, they say Kankito. To me, he's always Kanketto.
To find it just yet. Coffee is taking a little bit of damage. Kankito sitting through a full blind. Coffee is going to be
Yes.
the target, and he is going to trade out the Cloak of Shadows. Corki fake casting yet another interrupt. He is starting to get a lot of pressure here with the second cyclone there onto Mad, but still down to
Let's
about
see,
half
guys.
HP. Raikou could be the
Cone
target.
lands
of choice
onto
here for
Waz.
ILTU as they cyclone Waz. They're dumping in Star Surge.
Raikou in trouble.
Corki is very deadly in this position.
Surge is coming through. Big damage.
Do they have the damage here?
Guys,
Coffee's not
I
able to
think
connect here in
soon
this
I need to
position.
bring out the Snoopy
Unfortunately,
Boomy.
it is
Hold
going
up.
to be Raikou recovering
Fakes
his
kick,
ILTU, but Corki
full
yet
clone.
again with a beautiful fake cast, looking for more and more.
Yo,
time
Linehoof,
control.
to be
Can they
fair,
find
neither
ultimate?
am I.
A full cyclone land.
Neither am I,
Raikou could be in
Linehoof.
a lot of trouble. Nice defensive
Oh,
dragon
shoot.
nice defensive knock into
Linehoof.
the counterspell.
Linehoof.
Shut down the follow-up there from Corki.
shoot.
That could have been an ice block if Raikou didn't play it so well defensively.
Yeah, he played
Is
it
it fair?
excellently there. Does get kicked. Has the alter time up though. We'll
There's
see
a
when he
kick.
does snap back. Now he's going to be able to do just that. Corki.
Guys,
looking for
ILTU
these
need
clones,
this win.
playing
They
out of
need
his
this one.
mind in this second game.
NA
finding
after,
clone
yes,
after
guys.
clone,
NA
faking all
games
these
after this
interrupts
one.
net,
We're gonna watch
looking
all
for
the
mind
NA
control. I
games
think
as
he
well.
faked that one potentially
Okay.
as the beam came down there from Corki, but Corki and Coffee seem to have really
What up,
been
Stefan?
slowing down offensively.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Coffee's in a lot of trouble. There's cheap shot over on Kankito.
Coffee in trouble?
Respond, and
No!
they've got
Whoa.
nothing. The trinket, the rewind. It's too late from Kankito. Echo just kill off the rogue and claim game number 2.
Wow, the damage with the icy veins.
Damn.
Power infusion from Raikou. He's
What just
feeding off
happened?
Frost Firebolt after
What
Frost
just
Firebolt
happened?
onto the rogue, and the response is way
Got
too late.
sent
You
home.
don't,
That was
respect the
fast. That
cooldown
was
there.
really
And
fast.
these are the things that can
Yeah.
happen, right? Because this is such an aggressive matchup. You play game number 1. It's a long match. You get kind of used to that.
Oof.
And then all of a sudden, you forget that, hey, this is also a matchup that can end at any point if you get too aggressive. Let's see it here. Matt
Oof,
fake
oof,
casting the
oof.
solar beam in that position. Raikou gets Cyclone. He trinkets out of the Cyclone. There's the Icy Veins trigger being pulled. And here comes the Frost Firebolt. Frost Firebolt.
Yo,
Frost
hip
Firebolt
and
is
hops.
doing tons
Welcome,
of
welcome.
damage. They get a cheap shot there onto Kankito.
Yo,
And,
Echo are,
I mean,
sending
Kankito's
it right now,
waiting
guys.
for a follow-up CC
I like
there. He's
Echo a
waiting
lot,
for
I
cheap
do.
shot into a fear,
But
a cheap shot
ILTU,
into a poly, but they're just going
if they can
all-out
finish this
aggression there
run,
with
it would
Raikou,
just be
and
so
blasting
legendary.
away, and,
So
it's
legendary.
enough damage there to potentially
4-2,
secure
4-2,
the win.
believe.
So Echo now up
Yo, Watermelon
2-0
Astrid, welcome.
here in the grand finals
Welcome
against
also.
ILTU, looking like a completely different team.
I mean, it's tough too because I thought ILTU had an amazing start, right? Like they insta-forced block. They were playing right in the face of Echo, and that's kind of what we had seen from them so much throughout.
The opener was good, I feel like. I
but,
mean,
you
it
know,
was
in
just
final moments. It's tough because
crazy
it's like,
damage
Coffee has
there.
his trinket, but I think he's feeling that Kankito needs to respond because he can trinket the cheap shots, but he has no vanish, no cloak, no evasion, right? So trinketing it doesn't necessarily accomplish that much unless he can maybe like trinket and then kite away or kind of avoid some damage in some way. So I think he was assuming that Kankito Kankito was going to respond. Maybe Kankito was assuming that Coffee was going to respond. That feels like they
Keto,
kind
like
of lost track of
ketogenic
what
diet,
maybe they had
Kankito,
available, what exactly was going to be coming
Kankito.
out. But you know, the response came out far too late and was just
You're
not
right.
enough.
You're right.
As you called out, you know, when you have Icy Veins and PI and he's just spamming Frost.
You're right.
Like,
But to me, he's gonna be Kanketo.
Absolutely.
Because that's actually in Norwegian, that's how I would say it. Kanketo. Because air is ket, yeah. That's how it's Norwegian, guys. I'm born and raised in Norway, so some of my words, you know, I'm gonna say it like a Norwegian.
The game, you know, early on,
that
and
goes.
get that momentum that we were talking
Or some
about, get
some
low,
things.
get those cyclones and rotate that pressure.
Kanketo.
And that's really good. But anytime Icy Veins is coming off cooldown,
In Portuguese, the same way. Hey, nice. It's not his fault. He's from Norway. Yeah.
For that, because
True.
that is by far the most dangerous position to be in, especially in a situation like that where everyone on Echo is looking healthy. Like, I can kind of understand if you go for like
no.
penance.
I know.
You know, when somebody's already low.
You're not
or
flaming me.
try
I
to,
know. I
you
know.
Lock down Mind Blast or something just to deny the atonement healing when you already have some pressure. But to drop it on the priest like that when basically all of Echo's members are full HP and Icy Veins is coming back up.
Wait,
that just puts you in such a difficult
Anketo. Wait,
spot
did I say it
because
right now again? I forgot how to say it,
let's
man.
say you do trinket there, the cheap shot, and you get the rewind off. That's not a great position to be in because you are going to be sitting a long CC chain later. You're going to
sounds like a name for a hockey player. Maybe he's a hockey player, Jared. Maybe
it just puts your team in a bad situation. Kind of no matter what you do going from that point. So I like the aggression,
Kubo.
but
Wait,
I want
what?
to see them slow it down just a little bit and still respect the cooldowns that Echo have that they are bringing to the table.
Yeah, no,
guys, it's a best of 7.
Really good point.
They can still bring this back. Confetto.
You're just trying to interrupt something, right?
Guys, it's possible. It's possible. Like,
but at the end of the day, it was also just
they have time, but they need this win.
Right?
This next one needs to be a dub.
You know, necessarily that threatening. So
there's no way around it.
That situation.
Oh, guys, so Gus
they are going to swap it
on the
now,
Ellie.
They did sweep Echo last time with the Moon King comp, but not
no more Boomy.
Like they're 2 on points. They're going to bring in Guz. They're bringing in the Ellie, and they're going to block Rook hold.
Interesting.
It is not match point yet because it is best of 7 for the grand finals here, but Echo obviously with a bit of a stranglehold on this series. And you have to feel like if Echo takes this game as well, it is going to be very
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, they lost already 2 in a row, so at some point, you got to mix it up.
Are bringing in Guz here. I feel like it's not a bad idea. I mean, if you're bringing in Guz, you want to do it in this game where if it doesn't work, you still have one more game to play around with rather than bringing him in when it's like do or die. So they can afford at least one game here to kind of experiment with Guz because it is a best of 7, but I don't know how much I like it. I feel like
this is tough, guys. This is tough.
Against the mage with the Ellie Shaman is
that's weird. Some dude walking down my street with a giant kitchen knife.
A lot of interrupts. There's gonna be lightning lassos.
What, Mikey?
There's gonna be grounding totems. There's gonna be just a lot of disruption and a lot of burst damage that will kind of keep you pinned at the pillar.
Maybe call the police for it. Like, yo, this guy here walking down the street with a big knife. Maybe he's just going to like a cookout or something. But
I feel like ILTU's win condition, a lot of it comes down from those CC chains.
Yeah,
but that's crazy.
Without the CC, you're basically hoping to kind of like.
Maybe he's wise. Wait, what the?
And I just feel like Echo is so good.
What the heck?
Playing around their opponent's burst windows, right? And if you don't have CC to kind of like set up those situations,
what's the score? 2-0 for Echo.
Very difficult. So we'll see what Guz is going to be able to get.
Yep.
I kind of feel like you feel
2-0 for Echo, man.
Be targeting this Ellie Shaman, very, very heavily and trying to make it so it's very difficult for him to kind of maximize that damage. Because if he's not just absolutely pumping, I don't think they're going to force a lot of defensives, but we will see what Echo can get done here.
Let me know where you spend your weekends building ships and raiding villages on the other side of the fjord.
They're just going to be opening up onto Raikou, but it's a cheap shot on him.
So, yeah, some weekends, some I stream WoW, some I do that. Got to mix it up.
So now cheap shot onto Waz, and Raikou looks like he just has a great altar there, snaps back in time, right back to full health, and pushes off a lot of what they were getting with that early opener.
Yeah, so far no
fair.
major defensives
coming through.
On the side of Echo.
Man, I can't believe this is the last day of AWC in EU. The last day.
The full polymorph. Coffee's going to be the target.
Like, this is it.
Taking a lot of damage here. Raikou with the Icy Veins. Defensive blind hex.
This is it, man.
Onto Raikou. Really
I can't believe it.
Icy Veins there with the last couple of seconds left on it. And they are going to be able to recover from that position. Now, Raikou is going to be the target of choice here. Once again, they do have potential to win.
Guys, Gus is pumping, man.
On the side of ILTU, if they can just keep
Gus doing some big damage here.
Being traded there by Matt. Cheap Shot coming out here onto Raikou as Coffee looks to get some.
If Echo win this series with no losses,
for their fear, he's gonna get
this is gonna be like the fastest finals ever.
Thunderstorm there by Gus denying it. If they
well, there was an 8-minute game though, to be fair.
So beautifully done, but they blind Kankito. They
but
fear
still.
Gus. Coffee forced to trade out the Cloak of Shadows in that position. Follow up polymorph onto Kankito. Still not
Coffee in trouble.
Coffee, what are you gonna do here? About to go down
Kankito
in that position, but he does manage to recover there. The time dilation.
Scottish Viking sounds demonic. Scottish Norwegian hybrid Viking.
Beautiful alter time coming out from Raikou.
That's right.
Once again, coming back to full HP as Matt
looks
for the ulti penny, and he is raining down terror from the skies.
Yeah, this is going to be tough now. Kankito in the cheap shot. There's a cheap shot over on a Coffee. Full sheep.
Full fair onto Kankito. Kitty shot. Double fair actually. Coffee in trouble, guys. Could die here. Trinket. Rewind.
Kankito's got to do it himself. He trinkets. He rewinds. Will it be enough? The Vanish is now available for
No, Gus is a different player, yeah.
But Gus is in
yo,
Subscorpion
was good, man. Yeah, yo.
Cheap shot over on a med. They're trying to make something happen here onto Raikou, but Raikou has massive shields right now and almost has the altar back up. The kidney shot thrown there over on the Waz, trying to peel him off. Gus just can't get this rogue away from him. Does throw him into the root with the Earthbind Totem. Now the sheep comes out onto Coffee, into the spell. The re-sheep is there.
Time stop.
And the fear comes down onto Gus. That one's going to get knocked out, and Kankito is doing a great job trying to keep his team alive, but now
was good. Just watching some AWC finals.
Raikou looking for a re-CC, can't find it, but there's a mind control. There's a kidney shot, and it's Kankito now under fire here. The cheap shot comes out on
guys, they're in trouble, man.
On Coffee as well.
ILTU are in big trouble.
Run here from Waz, but it's Raikou that's on the run as well. On the other side, he's throwing the cheap shot, had the Icy Veins up. There's a blind over on the Kankito. Is there any follow-up CC? Yes, of course. Raikou lands the sheep.
Gus in trouble. He's wall up though.
Or is it Gus? Gus trying to run away here as best as he possibly can. They're trying to break up the CC, but it's a fear over on.
This is basically the last cooldowns of ILTU for now.
Onto Med, they're looking for Raikou, going for that.
Next goes really scary. Can get those trinket back in 17. He can maybe orb up too.
Waz is just
potentially
disrupting what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and Gus could be in big trouble here. Kankito coming out with the rescue shield.
Cheap shot, double cheap shot, sheep, full sheep lands. Could be it.
Gus is going to recover in that position, but
the damage is liking, so it's going to be fine. Orbs are up now.
Endless CC chains right now onto Kankito, but they have stalled long enough to get the Emerald Communion back. They have stalled long enough for the trinket to come back on ILTU. Mana somewhat tied here. Gus is blasting off right now, getting some work done, but he's got limited defense. He could be the target of choice.
Man, trouble, guys. Maybe PS or something.
Actually, but Gus at the same time is taking a tremendous amount of damage here from Raikou.
Yo, this Mel only have one pain suppression now.
Raikou in just a moment as he looks to try to stay alive here from this onslaught, but here comes Waz. Kidney shot onto Kankito.
Ooh, Gus, ring lands, Communion's back up.
Emerald Communion immediately pulled the trigger here. Coffee with a preemptive vanish as well. They could try to swap onto
it's cool, yeah.
Still not out of the woods. Another full.
He's like spamming lava.
Tremor totem, but he still doesn't have anything.
PS and Raikou. Blind is up on Meh.
Meanwhile, Raikou sitting through a kidney shot, lightning lasso combo. Waz gouges the
spell out Kankito. Gus with a precog. He's wall back now.
As Gus once again down to half HP. Waz is getting
kidney shot
as well, but here comes another setup.
Cheap shot, sheep.
Push for the win. Full cheap shot into a kidney shot.
Gus in trouble, man. So low. Trinket full blind on the trinkets.
So much trouble. The astral shift connects.
It breaks late.
There for the follow-up fear. Kankito blinks away to try to avoid it. Coffee stalls it with the
guys. Raikou in trouble. Ice block.
Ice block from Raikou instead. A great turnaround.
Sleepwalk lands. The depths it.
That is massive. That was the Icy Veins and the PI used there on a Raikou.
Waz in trouble as well.
That's having to go into the ice block. It's him that's having to play defensive. Uses the altar, snaps back.
Guys, last PS use now.
In trouble as well. Kankito's got a lot of work to do.
But Gus is in so much trouble. But so is Raikou. So is Waz. They actually have nothing. They only have swap. Dome. They also have dome, I guess. Seems.
Throws down the cheap shot. There's a cheap shot on Gus. There's CC on all three members right now.
Yeah, they got it.
Trying to survive.
Kidney shot. Waz trinkets. Gus in trouble. DB. Wolf sheep blind. Gus will be going down a short. He has nothing to press.
Gus has nowhere to go. Nothing left to survive. Echo are unrelenting with their pressure. They overwhelm ILTU. And
guys, Echo up 3-0. If they win the next one, they are the champions.
3-0 Echo.
That would make them
Echo
the
is
champions.
just looking so good right now. There was some signs of life there coming out from ILTU, but just a little bit too little, a little bit too late. I really didn't feel like they had a solid win condition, maybe on mana, but I feel like they played it so aggressively in the match that it becomes hard to play for mana
from the last series
on the side of ILTU. But we can take a look at these final moments. So Raikou is actually getting bullied quite a bit here. He gets interrupted. He gets knocked on his follow-up cast. Guz is playing a good game of just interrupts, but the CC chain is just too much. Waz gets caught up in the kidney shot, and then Raikou looking for the polymorph here. He gets the Dragon's Breath. He gets the full sheep. Guz has nothing left, and they just have the damage there to take him down. Raw pressure. Echo now up 3-0 here in the grand final.
Taking screenshots for thumbnails.
Away from winning every single cup and winning the grand finals. 1 win away from going 10-0 on the day.
Crazy.
Complete domination.
Yeah, they are looking.
Boomy Ellie, maybe.
It's so tough because it looks
I
like
don't know, man.
He did have his kick up, maybe could have stopped that.
It's brutal.
At the same time, you know, he's obviously trying to stop Waz from being able to get free and finish him off. So he's trying to
taking all his hope for DC.
But it is really tough. Just when Echo is playing this well, there's really no one that can touch them. They're just looking too damn good. You can see Guz did pump out a lot of damage, but it's like, honestly, it's not that much more than what Waz is doing, and Waz is CCing the whole world at the same time. So I feel like to get that value out of the Ellie, it is tough. And Coffee, you know, is not putting out as much damage. You know, he's getting CC'd a lot. He's getting interrupted a lot, and you know, by these kind of like, you know, Novas and the Fears and all the stuff that is kind of getting thrown onto him by Echo. They've been really doing a good job kind of disrupting what he is looking for. And now I'm just curious, what do you think? Should they actually run it back with the Ellie, or do you go back to the Boomkin? Because now you have to win 4 in a row.
I feel like if you're playing with
4 in a row against Echo,
it just feels like their playstyle.
That is
isn't like It doesn't feel like ILTU.
That is hard.
ILTU, to me, they want to play super
that is really hard.
They want to keep having that momentum
and keep the enemy 4 in a row against Echo.
But that's not really how you want to play it with the Ellie. On the Ellie, you don't want to be playing on hook point. You don't want to be playing.
I'm not sure about this, guys.
Playing on a little bit larger
I'm not so sure about this right now.
Can create a little bit more distance, and where he can just kind of get a lot of overall damage and slowly, methodically win the match.
Playing guys against Rogue is always tougher.
Tagged back in.
It's tough,
I think
especially when the Rogue is Waz.
He's had a couple of rough first,
especially when the Rogue is Waz, man.
Didn't look too good for him compared to what we saw on Friday and Saturday, but I think that bringing Corki in and just having Corki level up now that it matters the most.
Sorry, guys. I'm making thumbnails at the same time as I'm watching, because I'm trying to post these up on my second channel on YouTube.
I don't think they can just adapt
as we're watching them.
New style and try to play these longer games. It's not going to work against Echo
in real time,
especially against Meh. Instead, play the thing that you won with and just look at it from this mindset, right? You beat Echo 3-0.
Check out the VOD channel, guys.
You can just do that again, and then all of a sudden you're
Check
in game
out the
7
VOD channel,
and it's just the series is completely reset. So
yeah,
I think it's important to keep the right mental here as well if you're ILTU.
No, I fully agree with you, and I'm with you. You know, it is possible. But damn, it is so hard.
What a hustler!
You know, it's one thing to say
trying to make it happen,
but it's another thing to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when you're in these really tough series, everyone.
If you see me like looking up on my second monitor and spacing out,
oh no problem, guys. Like,
that is why.
Just win 3 in a row, and then we'll be right back in it. And that's just the best of 1.
This is why.
The way that people are saying it doesn't sound like they believe it. So. It's such a mental game, and when Echo is playing this well, when they're playing that bulletproof, when they force the comp swap doesn't work.
ILTU had a great run, and like if they get second, which it seems like that's gonna happen now, that is $40,000. Probably $40,000 more than they thought they would win if you go back to Friday. So, but what if you space out? It's gonna happening. It's gonna happening. Was the worst possible social lobby for Disc Priest? Ooh, yo, Labarna, I'm not quite sure.
Day of the grand finals is a 10-0.
I am not quite sure.
3 other best teams in the entire region. Like, what is there left to say? Like, there's just on a different level.
Man, Echo bounced back like crazy, guys.
They absolutely are. on the side of Echo. It's been, you know, just a
crazy
season for them. And they've just been playing their mains, too, so it's been fun to watch here. I mean, you could say comps and whatnot, but there's plenty of other great teams that are trying these.
You think
comps,
someone who's been playing other esports at competitive level can get Gladys first PvP season? Probably depends on the game. But yeah, I think anyone can actually do that. It's very hard, but I think it can be done.
Looking for the Cyclones, looking for the
or like maybe first 1 or 2 seasons. But I mean, some games will translate more, right?
Raikou is teeing off here with the power infusion. He's looking for the ice wall there as well. Not able to find it though. He's got his icy veins rolling for a couple of more seconds.
Guys, will Echo be the champions? In 4-0 ILTU after getting 3-0 by them just yesterday.
But that was the rewind. Huge cooldown trade here for ILTU using the renewal, Barkskin, and rewind, and Corky's trinket just in the opener.
Yeah, I mean, Corky got kicked on a clone, then CS on a clone, then mind controlled on a clone, then kicked on a clone, then CS on a clone. He hasn't been able to get a single thing off. He hasn't been able to take a single interrupt. He's just getting locked down by Echo, who are just looking so good. Emerald Communion comes out. Rewind is used. Everything is getting burned through. Coffee's in trouble. Corky's in trouble. Corky's got nothing remaining. He gets locked again. They are just relentless. They refuse to let the
PS on
do a
Was.
single thing so
yes,
far
Corky's
game.
back in the
Now he's
boomy.
looking for a clone. Will he finally get one? Yes, he does.
The L experiment has ended.
Raikou looking to try to keep that damage rolling, though. He's being put into the kidney shot. Coffee putting some big pressure onto him. Kankito getting involved as well.
Rice playing really well, yeah.
Kankito, cheap shot onto all 3 members right now. When the double fear comes out,
Corky in trouble, might just die.
Be the end right here, right
Shrink
now.
it, time dial.
Kankito. He's going to be able to keep Corky alive, but now he's truly tapped on these
full call Meh.
Good fake there from Corky. Going to be able to get a
Nicely
CC over onto Meh. Coffee's going to be dismantled.
There's a bash.
Bash onto Waz. Corky looking for another clone, but he's going to get locked. Of course he is by Raikou. Raikou just on fire in these
full call Waz. Nice kidney shot.
Yeah, Raikou
going Raikou a bit.
He's got another one
not really getting to the recloning. Reclone Waz.
Left on ILTU. It's literally checkmate. Corky might be able to survive here with the bark skin. Actually,
his skin renewal trinket soon.
Raikou did have a counterspell for that one, but they let
what up, Bia? Yo.
It's going to be potentially a counterspell here. No,
can I still gamble on team?
There. Nice deep breath coming out there from
the prediction is close because we're mid-series and it's 3-0.
With their backs against the wall.
But you can say it in the chat, you know.
Big damage connecting from Waz and Echo. They're looking for the win, but they're not able to find it. Waz with an aggressive cloak of shadows and an aggressive evasion in that position could be a swappable target here for ILTU that they could capitalize
will win.
on.
You think so?
I've seen them take down the Rogues previously.
The comeback.
Corky looking for the Cyclone. Finally does fake us an interrupt, but it's overlapped the Cyclone with the sleepwalk, but still has some time to get the follow-up Cyclone.
Corky in trouble. Corky in trouble, guys. He's low. He might just die. Bear form. Renewal.
What are you going to do? He ducks into bear form. The renewal comes out in just
rescue. Double DB
is able to stay alive one more time defiantly against Echo, but they truly have nothing. And Waz,
gets kicked,
and Meh are hunting him down. They are looking to claim victory in the EU Grand Finals. Can they do it? Working down to half HP.
Fix it.
And the
Clone lands.
chain on Kankito could just seal the deal.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get away. He's gotta try to buy some time for these.
Basher now.
Back up. We'll see if he's gonna be able to do it. Nice bash, looking for the clone onto Matt.
Waz in trouble. Swap is used. Tricky swap.
That's the swap. Finally, signs of life here from ILTU. Corky trying to keep this pressure rolling. Coffee's on the back of Raikou. He's gonna look for the blink sheep. It's gonna get beamed there. Nicely interrupted. Corky gonna get kicked as well on his clone though, and Coffee's over to the side. There's the kitty shot over on a Kankito. They gotta stop this poly at all costs, but they can't do it. And this could be the end right here, right now. He's gonna be able to get out though. Kankito trades out that trinket off of that sheep. Corky now, nice fake on the interrupt. Gonna be able to
yo, let's see. I used better bliss plates.
Forcing a lot of
guys,
here. Another clone comes out there.
Echo on the back foot.
One more clone. See if they can actually
triple their clone
over on a Raikou. They're not going to be able to do it just yet. Mez doing a good job topping his team off for now. Kick does land onto that clone from Corky. It's up to Kankito to stay out of CC at all costs here. 15 seconds about.
Well, sheep lands. Oh, this is probably it, guys.
And I think this is going to
kitty shot. No, it breaks. Community's back up too. They can live the ice wall. He cannot commune this.
Kankito can't get to him. He's trying to get back to his team. He does
finally
do it. The Quell comes in on the mind control, and the sleepwalk is there as well. Raikou could get this turned around on him.
Raikou in trouble.
Block available, but there's CC going everywhere. The double breath connects on all 3 members from Kankito, but now he's stuck into the
community's used.
The Emerald Communion comes through. Corky's doing a good job not LOSing it, but there's the blind to follow it up. There's just nothing left, it feels like. Now the sap is out of that. Corky tried to survive with the bark. He's got to get away, but he doesn't have anything
in so
remaining.
Much trouble. Echo, take it.
That is going to be that. Echo in 10 straight games. 4-0 the
wow,
finals,
guys.
And they're the
Echo just 10-0'd the whole day.
Domination coming out from Echo.
They 10-0 the day.
Guys bleed, but once they drop down to that
Wow.
lower bracket, they just flip a switch and they
Damn,
clean
guys.
up the entire region
Wow.
here on Championship
Holy
Sunday.
moly,
A
yo,
well-fought
Echo just
victory
did that.
against ILTU. A well-fought game here from ILTU as well. They did manage to bring it back here a little bit. Towards
Echo
the
just
end,
did
taking a
that,
look at the
guys.
final
They're now
moments, but,
the
Kenkido
champions
playing
of
out the
Europe,
early Emerald
winning all
Communion.
4
Corky got
cups.
turned around offside, but then
For a
here
second,
comes
looking like they
CCC
might
change.
not
It's
win the
full
grand
blind.
finals,
Look
but
at
they
this
do.
defensive blind from Coffee onto
They
Riker as
do
well,
in the
slowing
end,
down the
so-
damage, but then Corky gets a false sense of security. He feels a little bit
Yeah.
healthy. He goes out and
Yo,
tries to
yo,
lock
yo,
Matt
Buzzley,
there
Buzzley.
with the solar
Family
beam.
friendly
Riker comes
stream,
out of the
family
blind,
friendly
gets the
stream.
follow-up CC, and they are able to take
Come
Corky
on now.
down. So a little bit well played from both sides, but a little bit
Guys,
overconfidence
prediction
coming out maybe there
winnings
from ILTU
are
in
coming
those
right
final
here.
seconds. They thought maybe they were already out of the woods with
Echo
that defensive blind, but there
got
was
the
just
dub.
more and more.
What up, Selena?
And Riku adapting into that ice wall as well, building up a lot of
All right,
pressure.
all right.
Kind of led to this position, and that is just the RMP of Echo. You know, we usually say when we talk about RMPs, it's all about the hit
Guys,
and run
that was some,
strategy when you play RMP.
some
but with
major
Echo, it's just
gaming.
the whole game is just one infinite go. They just never.
That was
give
some
you a
major
chance
gaming.
to
That's not
react
fair.
and to play the game.